And hello. Um, Give me just a minute. We'll get notification for today sent out. Oh, won't lie, wasn't feeling all too spectacular yesterday. Today, feeling a bit. Well, I'm feeling just great today. Um, Dude, I can get. No, I really can't get started on it while I wait for Discord to open up. Think here. Well, I wait. Yeah. Let's see here. Last time, I know that we were in the middle of a case. Because I actually did not fully go through that case. Oh, Discord's opening up. That's the downside to waiting full days. Yeah, well. I know, well, I don't quite know when tomorrow's stream is going to be. Either of them, really. Because part of the issue there is we've got. I know what I'm fixing for supper tomorrow. There is an hour gap of waiting, which is when the first stream will happen. But then the second stream, I'm not sure when that'll happen. Oh. Peace. Okay, there we go. Now I've got that notification out. We're good. Kew Gardens drama. Here we had gotten to the other place. Yes, the Divine Syndicate. So, see here. There is this person, Guru.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exulting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There.
Thank you.
Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce
Are we
myself,
welcomed?
I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Two. Your two calluses. Ooh. Chemical practice.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Your points.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation.
Well, I suppose we're
Grand
ready.
Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Ooh. Doing?
Our God King's name is Treewan, Green
Treewan.
Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so
Wait,
much.
that's it?
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
It is near the entrance. Okay.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Why? Oh. Hello.
A fragment of a flower pot.
How intriguing.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
And what's underneath the cover? If I had to guess...
Kew Gardens.
How intriguing. Drugs
That
table.
should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
You came to make a donation? Glory to Tree...
This must be
One.
Treewan, the Divine Syndicate's god. This door is locked, but I can try
I
to
know.
open it.
Of course. Alright. That's... here. Was the first... That looks much better. That look right? Yes. Perfect. Oh. All good to go. Okay.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Opium. Chemistry cupboard.
This cabinet is full of chemicals, They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens. This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens.
Okay.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Gotcha.
A vast amount of opium.
That. What? Through this door.
Caterpillars.
Caterpillars.
They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Intriguing.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant.
We sure that those are nothing of interest?
These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition.
Ah.
I shall take them.
Let's see. Hey, that. Right situation. Okay.
Perfect, Watson.
Caged.
A tropical. A tropical. A trop.
But I'm assuming that there were only... So, if we only found 3 of them here... There were 10, I believe. Where have the other 7? Benefactors.
The list of plant friends and benefactors. Lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders.
Oh. Well, of course, we already knew that, based on what happened years ago. Let's talk to him again.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Ooh. I'm going to go with Kew Gardens.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago. And we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens.
Okay.
He never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
What?
I beg your pardon. And yet, you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Interesting. No. Feel partial. But perhaps we shall see. Now we should go and do this experiment. I know that this should get us around the 30-minute mark, I'd assume. But perhaps it'll take us to an hour. We shall see.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware.
Ah, yes. I've definitely.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now.
Ah,
Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask. This is a strange and unusual plant.
I would assume this one.
A carnivorous plant. A prickly plant. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
Ooh. It's something like this. Right? Should eat if there was one. There.
No reaction.
Nothing. Okay. There's this one.
My word. It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack.
Grab that one.
It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Okay.
It appears to open after...
Opens. And there we
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Okay. Continue the investigation at Kew Garden. Somebody stole them. Oh. Yes. We still haven't found a use for this. We should probably find a use for that. But where? So there's a statue that's been chipped somewhere. We'll talk.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
That's
fair. Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
Okay.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
The two of them were involved? I forget, is Harrison or the seed? He's in the seed. Through and seed house. Here we are.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
Okay.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house. I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Ah. We know that he inhaled the Score's escape. Oh. Well, we'll do that.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate.
Yes.
Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system. The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
We are getting close to solving this.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Yes.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay.
The power is on.
Power.
The engine cannot be started whilst the engine has started.
There we go.
The ventilation system is working.
But I had to guess the vent is not.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. Excellent. This ventilation fan is working.
Okay.
Perfect. Now I just...
Need to find Watson and check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Exact. Martin Hamish. Ooh. Hamish is... It's not how things typically... I don't think he could. But why? Definitely could have. But she would not have had the opportunity.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
No. Something about this feels very off. And a youth. I'm missing something. Where would the bus have gone? I feel like that's the whole key to cracking this wide open. But perhaps it is most definitely related. Just something feels very off about this. To be fair, this is not like other rats. Don't know. It feels off. Very off. Let's go and speak to Lestrade.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from
Okay.
you.
Wait, does he die? I'm trying to think. Is that what happens? He dies? I believe that that's what happens. If that's the case, very good thing that I put this case into two.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
He's dead.
Martin Hamish is...
Yes.
harm.
Oh.
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Okay, let's letter. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstances. I find myself to be no exception. Must atone. I shall do so here and now. Farewell.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Huh? Feet.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
It is? This concussion club foot. Hamish. Yes, Martin Hamish was unable to run due to tibial torsion on his foot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Oh. Keep it as this. It stops giving me the air.
Something about this rings very
Yes, I
oddly.
believe Miss White.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say
True.
that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Ah,
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
okay. I mean, yeah. Around 20 minutes. 10. Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the yard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced inspection. Entered the dry tropics. Hamish returned to the seed house. Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. White was in the laboratory until 10:40. Saw Hamish and Albert in the water lily greenhouse and joined them. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Montague Dunn was unwell. It was around 30. It was in the seat house the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White at 10 minutes past 10. And well now, when exactly did he get caught? I suppose we can sit there. That was weird. Why did it do that? Yes. 10 minutes past 10. Is it having an issue? And if I do it there, is that going to change? Actually let it progress? No. What on earth is... Oh, Hamish returns after talking. That's what the issue was. I didn't think that that's what that one was. Should have read the label a bit more carefully. Bad.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time.
Very true.
Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Oh, Miss White, without a doubt. No. I do not believe he was. White. Oh, Miss White has plenty of time. And more than enough. It's her professional ambition and personal situation that were damaged by the breakup with Dunn. Yes. Unfortunate. Condemn her. I believe that that was the correct one. We shall see.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me, but she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Excellent.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
Oh.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Ah!
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Yes.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Oh. Whoops.
This is tragic, Holmes.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly.
Let's replay that ending. Whoops. This time, let's actually click when I'm supposed to. Yes.
But Holmes,
Okay. Going to skip most of the dialogue.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide.
It's
It is
very
over, Miss
true.
White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Yes. There we go.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Yes. And yep, we got everything. Excellent. Now we have one last.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson,
We have. Where to?
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet. They...
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right.
Eh?
We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head
Eh?
salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Yeah.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Fantastic. Yes. And we got the Deadly Pond Garden. And let us look at the letter over here. Sensation. An exotic method of murder. The arsenal of our present-day criminals may soon be refilled with poisonous plants. A young and beautiful woman, in collaboration with her colleague at Kew Gardens, planned the terrible murder of their director, Mr. Montague Dunn. Only one detective was capable of uncovering the truth behind a tragedy that was initially believed to be a simple heart attack. The detective's name is Sherlock Holmes. Fantastic. Well, it has been about an hour. And this creates a very good pickup after, well, later this evening. There we go, that's better. Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe that's work for today at least. Yes, that'll work quite well. We'll about 3 hours for the 6th case of the game. and the final case of the crimes and punishment. It'll be quite interesting. I shall see you all